Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Dear HRT podcast. I'm Oliver Meek.
And I'm Hannah Knudig.
We are from the Healthy Relationships Task Force of the Arlington Teen Network Board, and we're here to answer some of your questions. All of these questions, they were submitted anonymously by teens in our area. And if you'd like to submit a question, you can pull up our Google form. That's at tinyurl.com/dearhrt.
And we just wanted to give a quick trigger warning because today we're going to be discussing sensitive topics like sex, consent, sexual assault, and related topics. So just please be mindful of your comfort level. And if you need to tune out, of course, that's completely okay.
Our first question is, what do I do if my partner wants to have sex more often than me?
And one of the biggest points to me that I think is just so important to recognize is setting boundaries. I think a lot of people in relationships just have issues because they don't communicate enough with their partners and they don't know their partner's comfort level. And that can mean like maybe someone you're dating doesn't want to hold hands. It can be on that side of the spectrum, or maybe it can be the person you're dating doesn't want to have sex or a specific type of sex. And you have to really, really respect that if you want to be in a relationship. You would never want anyone to invade your privacy or make you do something you didn't want to. If your partner doesn't respect what you're comfortable with, we really recommend that you guys have a conversation and you talk about it.
You want to discuss your emotions in a way you want it to be a constructive, that you come out feeling that you know more about your partner's comfort levels, and you never want to push anything on them. Especially, say, if the situation in this question was vice versa, if you wanted more sex than your partner, just respect their comfort levels. And if you guys are getting angry at each other, just take a step back. And I think that can really help sometimes.
And while we're on the topic of safe sex and consent, there's a really, really fantastic resource. It's our teen health clinic, and it's completely free and confidential in pretty much almost all circumstances. You can find their website at arlingtonfreeclinic.org.
Their address is 2921 11th Street, South Arlington, Virginia, 22204. It's open from on the weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
And if you are in need of help, we really recommend that you use the services of the Arlington Free Clinic. All right, I think we're going to hop to our next question. What do you think about the justice system when it comes to rape, abuse, and domestic violence victims? What would you do about the system, and how would you fix it? We're going to start off with some data points.
Out of every 1,000 sexual assaults, 995 of the perpetrators walk free. Only 3% of all rape reports are false.
It's also very important to mention that people of color, especially Black and Indigenous women, are at a disproportionate risk of being sexually assaulted.
1 in 4 Black girls will be sexually abused before the age of 18, and 1 in 5 Black women are survivors of rape. Additionally, the Association on American Indian Affairs found that roughly 40% of sex trafficking victims identified as American Indian or Alaskan Native.
In the justice system, these women rarely get the justice they deserve. And there's really no easy fix, but
if we were to give the justice system one piece of advice, it would be to always listen to victims. They have gone through a terrible journey, and we need to listen to them and support them in any way we can. We recommend that you do your own research, form your own opinion. We have a quick couple of resources if you want to go to RAIN, that's with 2 N's, rain.org, safeby.org, and wesupportthegirls.org are all great resources, and you can find your own as well. So those are all the questions we got for today's episode, and if you have more questions, submit them to tinyurl.com/dearhrt. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, that's at Arlington_TNB, and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. Just search up Arlington Teen Network Board.
Thank you again for your wonderful questions, and
we'll see you next month
for another episode of Dear HRT.